Please read us a story, old bear. We'll all gather round. Dear old bear, sit in your favorite chair. We'll sit all around, dear old bear.
It was still very early, but Little Bear woke to the sound of someone singing. Somebody sounds happy, he said to himself. I wonder who it is. He reached under the pillow to where his trousers were hidden. I'll get dressed and look for the others, he muttered. I wonder why they're up so early. Little Bear found Bramwell first. He was busy in the kitchen making buns. He'd made lots and lots and was carefully arranging them on a wire rack to cool down. Oh, said Little Bear, those look lovely. Are they for breakfast? I'm afraid not, said Bramwell. They're for Old Bear. What, all of them? Well, I expect he'll want to share them, said Bramwell. It's his birthday today. Oh, I'd forgotten, said Little Bear. Do you know where he is? He's in the bathroom getting ready, said Bramwell. I think he wants to look his best. Little Bear found the other toys on the landing, crowded round the bathroom door. The singing was coming from inside. It's Old Bear, explained Rabbit. We're waiting to wish him a happy birthday. But we haven't got him a present, said Jolly sadly, because we didn't remember it was his birthday until this morning. And there isn't even time to make him something now, grumbled Duck. Rabbit looked thoughtful. There is something we could give him, he said. Old Bear is in a musical mood. Perhaps we could make ourselves into a band and play him birthday music. Oh, wonderful, cried Little Bear. I've always wanted to be in a band. Rabbit looked round at the toys. We need more musicians, he said, and some instruments to play. I know where there are some bells, said Jolly. We could shake those to make music. The bells were in the toy box. Camel and Jolly wanted to try them out, so Little Bear and Rabbit were busy threading them onto strings. They looped one set of bells over Jolly's horns and the other one round Camel's humps. Ruff, Zebra and Dog came over when they heard the bells jingling. That sounds lovely, said Zebra. I want to make music too. I'm not jingling all over the place, muttered Duck. What instrument can I play? Well, we've got one xylophone and one drum, said Little Bear. But if we look in the kitchen, there are all sorts of things there to shake, rattle and bang. Sailor was the first to arrive in the kitchen, and he went straight to a pile of saucepans. Saucepan lids, he said, make very good cymbals. But when he tried to pull one from the bottom of the pile, all the saucepans came tumbling down on top of him. Oh dear, he said, as Duck and Little Bear helped him escape. I think these are too big. I'll try the ones from the doll's house. As soon as he'd gone, Ruff bounced over to Little Bear with a funnel on his nose. Rabbit said this would make music, but nothing happens. He took a deep breath and blew into the wide end of the funnel. That's because you're blowing in the wrong end, said Little Bear. Try it this way round. Ruff blew into the other end. Lovely, said Little Bear, just like a trumpet. At that moment, a very loud noise made them both jump. They turned round to see Rabbit with a tin tray propped up against the wall. He was banging it hard with a wooden spoon. It's a bit loud, said Little Bear. We won't be able to hear the other instruments. Rabbit thought for a moment and then pulled an oven glove out of the drawer and slipped it over the end of the spoon. He banged the tray again. This time it went very softly. That's much better, said Little Bear. Now I wonder where Duck is. He found Duck standing in front of a fork that was hanging from a chair by a piece of string. Do you like it? Said Duck proudly. It's very clever, said Little Bear. Duck picked up a spoon and hit the fork. It only does one note at the moment, he explained. When I add some more, I'll be able to play a whole tune. He finished tying string to a knife and a spoon, Then Jolly, with his bells still jingling, came over to help hang them up. "There," said Jolly. "Now try all 3 notes." Duck played each one in turn. Then he ran his spoon along the row. "That's almost as good as my bells," said Jolly. Soon everyone began to gather in the kitchen with their instruments. They were just about to begin their first band practice when Bramwell arrived. "We are going to play some special music for Old Bear's birthday," explained Little Bear. "How lovely," said Bramwell. "I'm just going to get my buns. Old Bear will be coming down soon." Sailor climbed onto a biscuit tin and banged together the doll's house saucepan lids. Jolly and Camel jingled their bells while Duck tinged his cutlery. Dog thumped on the toy drum while Ruff went toot-toot on his trumpet. And Rabbit banged his tea tray gong and tried not to bump Zebra, who was busy with the xylophone. Then, all of a sudden, they stopped and looked at Little Bear. He'd been so busy helping everyone else, he'd forgotten to find an instrument for himself. But Little Bear was staring at Sailor's biscuit tin. "Just a minute," he said, hurrying away. "I've had an idea." He returned a moment later with 2 paintbrushes and a bunch of ribbons. "Do you mind if I use your tin as a big bass drum?" "Of course not," said Sailor, jumping down from the tin. "But it doesn't look much like a drum." "It will when I've decorated it," said Little Bear, wrapping the ribbons round and round the drum. When he'd finished, he lifted it up on its side and began to beat it with his paintbrushes. Then he stopped. "It's not as loud as I thought it would be," he grumbled. "If it were any louder, you wouldn't hear my knives and forks," muttered Duck. They all joined in with Little Bear. The toys played at the same time, but it didn't really seem to be a tune. "Stop!" cried Rabbit. "We need a conductor, so we know when to start and finish. Let's ask Bramwell." Bramwell was peering into the back of a cupboard. "What are you doing?" asked Little Bear. "I'm looking for the buns," said Bramwell. "When they were cool, I put them in something, and now they've vanished." "Oh, no," cried Little Bear. "That's awful. But please, Bramwell, we need you to conduct our band. I'll help you find the buns later." Picking up a pencil, Bramwell went to stand in front of the band. 1, 2, 3, 4. The musicians began to play just as Old Bear came through the door. He looked very smart. He'd brushed his fur and was wearing a beautiful bow tie with a new red waistcoat. The band was playing a loud birthday march, and Old Bear strode up and down in time to the music. "Wonderful!" cried Old Bear. "That was the best birthday surprise ever." "I had some other surprises for you," said Bramwell sadly, "but I'm afraid I can't find them." "I'll come and look," said Little Bear, putting down his brushes to follow Bramwell. But with no one there to steady it, the drum began to roll. "Oh no!" cried Little Bear. "Stop!" It trundled across the floor, getting faster and faster, and bumped straight into the door. Crash! The lid came off, and something flew out of the tin, up into the air, and landed at Old Bear's feet. It was a bun. The toys looked from Old Bear to the drum tin. There were all the birthday buns lying in a heap. "So that's where they went," laughed Bramwell Brown. He picked up the buns and carefully arranged them on the tin lid. "You decorated my bun tin, Little Bear, and I didn't recognize it." Bramwell presented the buns to Old Bear. "Happy birthday," he said, as all the other toys clapped and cheered. Old Bear took a bite out of one of the buns. Thank you," he said. "They're lovely. Now you must all have one." When they'd eaten the buns, Old Bear put the lid back onto the empty tin and lifted it up for Little Bear. "I think your drum will sound even better now it isn't full of birthday buns," he said. And he was right.